Hey guys, so in this video here, what we're going to be running through is the Victron products. Now we'll jump over the inverter chargers. Now, very rarely, I'm not going to talk about inverters in this situation here. I personally don't recommend inverters. For the money and the cost of an extra couple of $100, I'd highly recommend using an inverter charger. You have so much more usability from the device, so much more from your generator. I'll just really explain the difference here so you understand. So if you just buy an inverter and then a separate charger, all that charger is going to do is charge the batteries. That's it. So if you've got your generator there charging away, it's just going to charge your batteries. If you're using an inverter charger, what actually happens is the way the generator sends the power through the Victron, it'll power the loads first, and then any extra, it can go back and it'll use the extra from the generator to charge the batteries. So you get the full use of the generator. I'd highly recommend always use an inverter charger. They're a lot better device. Now, anything here with the inverter charger that says a GX, that actually comes in and they're more their low cost, low end. And the way I sort of think about it is most of the devices have a GX device built in. You don't need a servo or any of the monitoring. It all comes as a part of the device. I'm really not a big fan of these GX devices. I've done very few of them in my lifetime. I prefer to do all the individual components. And that's not saying one of my favorite new products is this new RS Solar. I think it's a really good product. It's an all-in-one unit and actually just serves a really good purpose. A lot of the easy solars with the newer easy solars compared to the older ones are not as good as actually all the separate components. And I prefer, once these new easy solar 2s come out, I prefer to use multiple devices. Now, one of the easiest ways to think about it, if you see on the front all the orange stripes, then you see a green stripe. The green stripe basically means it takes a solar input. So it's one of the easiest way to think about and understand it. If you look at any of these devices and it's got a green stripe on the front, you know you can put solar panels in it when it comes to the easy solar products and the MultiPluses. The RSs don't have that green stripe in there, so they're an RS Solar, which means that they can take a solar input. Now, within the inverter charger range, what you're going to have the difference between you have MultiPluses and MultiPlus IIs. We'll talk about that first. So a MultiPlus is more designed to use in an off-grid situation. The biggest difference is inside them, they have two relays. The MultiPlus 1 only has one relay, and the MultiPlus 2 has two relays. So if you're doing a hybrid or grid connected system, in Australia, it's law to use the MultiPlus 2 because there's a dual relay in there. So if the grid fails, there's two contactors in there for protection so that the system can't backfeed to the grid and protection for people working on the network. So if you are going to connect to a grid connected system, you can use the MultiPlus 2s. And I know a lot of companies these days are just designing and using the MultiPlus 2s. There's just so much usability when it comes to that hybrid ESS sort of system. And just an example, like literally, if you brought a really good system and you were off grid, no grid available, and you had a MultiPlus 2 in it, and you wanted to move and take your system with you, a lot of the systems we do these days in boxes, you could pick it up, take it with you, and if you've got the MultiPlus 2 and you brought a house with a grid, you could just connect it straight in. With a MultiPlus 1, you'd require to buy some anti-idling devices. So if you went with this here, there's a bit more infrastructure you require to buy, and when you look at the two, it just doesn't really make sense. Personally, honestly, I went with the MultiPlus 1 and I spent the money and I got the external relay. I think the MultiPlus 1s are a better quality product. The way they're built, they're heavier. The way I always judge most of this stuff with electronics is the heavier it is. If it's the same specs and one's heavier than the other, one's going to have more copper in it, which is basically going to mean it's going to work better, last longer. So that's just how I think about it. Now, that's the difference between the MultiPlus and the MultiPlus 2s. And what we also have is a Quattro and a MultiPlus. And in the Quattro range, you have a Quattro 1 and a Quattro 2. Yes, as you can see here. The difference between the Quattro and the MultiPlus is pretty simple. In the MultiPluses, they have one input, so you can stick one generator into them. And in the Quattro, it'll have two inputs, so you can have two generators. Or, what they're mainly used for, Victron come from a boating world and think about it like this. You can have a generator in it to charge your batteries, and then when you pull up, you have your shore power you can plug in. So you get two inputs there. In an off-grid situation, the way we like to use them is I like to use them that you've got two backup generators. Some customers have a little small generator. You can use that for a backup, and then also a big generator. Now, Victron have changed a lot of things with the programming and things like that these days, where you can sort of, as an end user, you don't need the config files. You can use the screen to change the input for the generator. So the reason we use them back in the day is really pretty irrelevant these days, because you can, if you did have a big generator, you could actually have it rewired to a smaller one if something failed in your bigger one, and you could actually just go in on your screen and adjust your generator input so you don't overload your generator. Now, like I said, the MultiPlus has one input, Quattro has two inputs. Both systems have two outputs. Now, what those two outputs are, think about it like this. With the programming and technology these days, you can actually have both outputs on all the time. If you think about it like this though, output one is for your main loads, your lights, your TVs, your fridges, all that sort of stuff. Anything big that you really only want to run, so I'll use hot water as an example, you can have on the output two that it only runs, as an example, so you're dealing with a 48 volt battery system, you're dealing with pylon tech, and the batteries get to 51 volts. You can actually have it when the batteries are above 51 volts, AC output 2 turns on. So when the batteries are almost full, it's going to turn on and start heating your hot water. So it'll just send power directly to that load. You might want to use a pool pump. So literally as soon as the volts get to a certain height, they turn on. And the same thing as well, you can actually have it set that when they drop below 51 volts, you might go down to 50 volts or something like that, it'll actually turn off. So it's ideally to use when your batteries are getting full in an off-grid situation, you can turn it on. In a grid-connected situation, the way I've used it in my house, I have my oven and my induction cooktop wired to output 2. And so what happens when the grid fails, my oven and induction cooktop will turn off. So if I am cooking in the middle of something and the grid fails in my house, I have a hybrid house, my oven and induction cooktop will turn off. That makes me aware that we've had a grid failure and that I've got to be careful what I'm using. So then my batteries only run my lights, TVs, and fridges. So there's lots of other options you can use and do with that output too that you can do. But that just sort of gives you the real basic difference between a Quattro and a MultiPlus. So Quattro has two inputs, two outputs, and a MultiPlus has one input, two outputs. So something to think about.